show you how to make a video on Canva. This is the second time I'm recording this video because I realized halfway through that I am on the new video editing template, which actually allows you to create layers and move elements around. So I will get started now, but it is a warm, very warm October. Unusually warm, unusually humid, and I have switched off the fan and the air conditioning to reduce the noise in this home office of mine, and I'm about to start sweating. So here we go. You click the video tab, or you go to the templates and say create a template for an Instagram reel. Okay, so that's one way to do it, and you get all these sorts of templates out for you to use. So I am now going to click. Let me see which one. Okay, let's click this particular one. Nope, I don't like this. Maybe I'll use this one. Customize this template. Here we go. Now, when you're making an Instagram reel, I want you to keep a few things in mind. First of all, the reel. Now, Instagram allows you to make a reel of up to 3 minutes. You can make stories of up to 1 minute. If you're making a YouTube Shorts video, it's up to 3 minutes. The recommended length for a LinkedIn video is 30 to 90 seconds. The recommended direct dimensions for the Instagram reel are 1080 by 1920. So if you make a Facebook Square video, Instagram will later tell you that your video needs to be resized. So I have got this, and this is the cover. Okay, as you can see, there are various elements in this. I don't need any of these, so I'm going to pause this. Okay, and here's the first layer on which I have placed, or they have placed, various elements. So I'm going to delete. I don't need any of these. Delete, 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 and delete. Okay, so here's my dimension, and I'm going to create a background. Since I am talking about only the free version of Canva, I will use one of these free backgrounds. So let me use a dark background here. Whoops, it's gone here. Okay, and that's what I want to do. So I'm going to delete this again for some reason. Okay, so I got this background here as well. Let's add some text. So I'm going to add a heading, and as you can see, the heading goes on to this layer above. I'm moving this playhead around because now if I actually place the playhead here and I say give me a heading, the heading gets placed exactly where the playhead is. So delete. So here we go. So heading, and I'm going to, when you're using a font, try to make sure that the font is legible. All right. So heading, Laura's not the one that I normally use, but for this one I will use Quixote regular. I'm assuming it's Quixote from Don Quixote. So War Pigs. War Pigs. Here we go. Why War Pigs? Because I am, like hopefully many people, very concerned with war, and I have now placed the title here, and now I'm going to duplicate the title, and as you can see, it's moved the title to one layer above, and now I'm moving this around, moving it down to that level, and I have placed it there. I am now going to add my goth logo. So let me use this one. Whoops, I don't want it there. I wanted to place here. Warpings. Why did my goth logo disappear? Okay, so I'm going to say an upload. Uploads. For some reason, it's not letting me, so I just have to place it here. Delete. So I'm just going to do a drag and drop. There. So I've dragged it and dropped it, which is a much simpler way to do it now in this new video editor, and I've placed my logo at the bottom. Now that I've done that, I'm going to upload. I'm going to delete all of these slides, and now I'm going to say add media stroke blank. Okay, so I've now, as you can see, now that I've deleted all of these slides, the war pigs and the logo stay in exactly the same position or their original position, so I can move them around subsequently. Add uploads. I'm using uploads or videos from that I created using what's it called, Midjourney AI, around the theme of what I call warpings. So let me start with the actual pigs. There you go. The first uploads, the second one, the third one, blank, and again I'm going to use the same background, which should be there, but for some reason it refuses to let me do that. I'm going to move this around, I will add media uploads. Let me use the politicians. All right. And I will duplicate this particular. For some reason, now the new template does not allow you to move your slides around, so I'm going to move this back here, and I have everything at the end. I'm going to add a transition. In the earlier video editor, I could actually just say apply to all, but that doesn't seem to work anymore. So I'm going to say dissolve, whoopsie, dissolve. So this is a bit of a pain, huh? Dissolve and dissolve. War pigs. Where does war pigs come from? War pigs comes from the Black Sabbath song War Pigs. Just for your information, I have what have I done? I have created these videos of the war pigs using Midjourney AI, and I have downloaded the music from Epidemic Sound. You can also use Envato, which is absolutely fantastic. Again, I go to the uploads, audio, let me get, and again, I have to be careful to move the playhead back to the beginning. Revenge Allures. I'm going to add a fade of 3 seconds, add a fade of 3 seconds. Click the beat sync so that it synchronizes the video to the synchronize now. Finding beats in your audio track, which is very nice. Okay, so now there's a synchronization that has taken place. I'm going to add some text subheading, and as you can see, it's gone to the top. So layer 2, Again, I don't want to use Laura, so I'm going to go right back. QT regular. War. So, again, subheading. Back here, QT regular. Boom. And I need to push this right underneath here. Who benefits? Not the citizens, not soldiers. Now I want to another. All right. I'm going to now duplicate this, and I am going to duplicate this particular one. I'll bring it down so I know exactly where I'm placing it. Again, I'm going to duplicate this, move it down. I know exactly where I'm placing it. Duplicate this again, move it down. Duplicate this again. Now the advantage of this is if I want, I can extend this, I can reduce it, I can do anything I want to. All right. I can split it at a particular point, and I'll say split, and there you go. That doesn't help in this particular case, so I'm going to say here, who benefits? Politicians who send others to die. The military industrial complex. I'm going to move this guy up. And let's now duplicate this again. I've placed it on the last slide. I'm going to move this down. And I'll say think. All right, so now I've made this video. I've added the video. I can now, if I want, at this point, either add an AI voice or record my voice. I don't like to record my voice because Canva's voice recording is not very good. Okay, so keep that in mind. As you can see, I'm placing these elements back to ensure that the video stays exactly where it should. So let's create an AI voice, an audio generate voice. So I can record a voiceover, and so you can do it here in the audio section, or you can do it here in the upload section. So let's now generate an AI voice. Let's get first, let us get okay, why has English, English, and I'm going to use.
Did you know emus and kangaroos cannot use backwards?
So that's the preview, huh? Dave, unfortunately, it's premium, so you can't use him. Who benefits from war? Do you benefit from war? Do I benefit from war? No. All right. Generate the AI voice. All right. So here we are. And
who benefits from war? Do you benefit from war? Do I benefit from war?
All right. Let's now, for the heck of it, do something else. No need the politicians and the merchants of war, benefit from war. Think about this fact. I have never tried the Chinese. Let's try Chinese Mandarin. Chinese Mandarin. All right.
Only the politicians and the merchants of war benefit from war. Think about this fact.
Okay. So this is a Chinese accent, by the way. Okay. Say no to war. And now let us use the voice. Let's use a different accent. Let's use Lena. Okay, now if I want to replace or reposition, I am going to reposition them here, and now I can increase the volume. Yeah, I've selected all the tracks, and now I'm going to say balance all. Okay, let's see if the balancing works.
Who benefits from war? Do you benefit from war? Do I benefit from war?
Now, after I've balanced the audio, you can hear the voiceovers, which you can't otherwise. So I need to get his volume up a little bit. All right. And here we are. Now, all of these videos have a different color tone. So if I want to edit them and unify the color tone, I'm going to use a filter. So I click the edit. I'm going to click the filters, and let me use and check out. Let's use Eldar. Eldar is red. Red. Why the kids? Why the baby pigs? And for these politicians, I'm going to use something which is called the tundra effect, because politicians don't care. There we go. And now I have a video. All right, I can title it here and say War Pigs Reel. Because it's less than a minute, I can say this as a story as well as a reel. Now I'm going to do a check. I'm going to go to apps, and I will say meta design check. All right. So meta design check, and I'll click meta design check. Reels, not the PNG format I want for high quality. I'll click export, and now it's going to take its time to do an edit. So be with me, stay with me while I entertain you. Okay? So against, it's checking my design against best practices. So let's see if Meta says yay baby, or if Meta says no. Okay, so here we go, here we go, here we go. It's taking its time. Have I given a fade here? I don't know. I did. 3 seconds. Okay. Go on, Meta, give me a 5-star out of 5 stars. I want good marks. I am a good video designer. So give me some excellent marks. So when you generate an AI voiceover, it'll generate the voiceover for you in English, but using different accents. It won't generate them in the different languages. Keep that in mind. Now, also keep in mind that in the new video editor, everything works in layers. So you add elements and stack them on top of each other. You can move them around, you can lengthen them, you can shorten them by pressing on the handle. So for instance, here, you see this little handle here, the little two arrows. I can now, if I want, move it. I can shorten this segment. I can lengthen this particular segment. I can't lengthen the video in this particular case because the video, any case, is long, but slightly yes, because the transitions had shortened them. All right. There we go. I can shorten, but I won't do that. Now that I've done that, I need to reposition these elements and make sure that they fit. All right. So, why are you, my dear friend Meta, not telling me that you like my video? Okay. Okay, meta design check. I have to start all over again. MP4. I think because I had made a few changes, Meta has decided that it wants to check the video again. Once again, I don't like these voiceovers. If you are recording my voice in Canva, it's not the best. So if you have a program like Audition, then go ahead, record your voice, edit your voice, and then upload it. That's much, much better. Hang on tight. Checking creative, meta design check. I don't know why they call themselves Meta now, but c'est la vie. That's their problem. Their company, not mine. And it's still warm. Using this particular, what's it called? Recording this video without using air conditioning is a pain. Now I'm going to make one more short video, but I will click the button instead, and maybe there's some light at the end of the tunnel. Let's see. Let's see what the verdict is. So here you go. Great.
Who benefits from all? You benefit from one benefit.
Okay. Now when you decide, I can take it all the way here. Okay. So that one's done. Now let's do another one, but here I'm going to click video, and now I can do a video landscape, an Instagram story, a Facebook video, a YouTube video, a Square video, a TikTok video, a LinkedIn video ad, and all sorts of stuff, and including a video message. Maybe I'll record a video message one day. So let's do a Facebook video. A Facebook video is square. And a Facebook video, the problem with the Facebook video being square is that it always, oh sorry, this is a premium one, so I can't use that. Let's find the non-premium one. Okay, this is a good one because this is free and it has a river. So here we go. I've got the river. I'm going to put my website here. So let's assume I say rajivchopra.com Varanasi. Travel with me. Oh no, let me just call this Varanasi. travel with me, learn travel photography. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to lengthen this particular thing. So now it's on 2 lines. I'm going to move it up. I'm going to move, there you go. And I'm going to move this down. And now, once I click duplicate, I click duplicate, I click duplicate, and as you can see, I have travel with me, learn. There you go. And now I'm going to do something else, which is that I'm going to add my logo, my photography logo, and I am going to drag and drop it instead this time. So let's look for the thing. Where are my there photography logos? So I've got images, I've got videos, and so let me use this guy. There he's placed. I'm going to place him right there. So he's placed right in the center. Okay, and now I'm going to start adding elements. Uploads. There you go. I've added the uploads there. So I'm going to change all of this at the end. Okay, so don't worry about that. I obviously want this to be going right through the particular slide. Okay, so uploads. Now, as you can see, Canva is automatically sizing the video to fit, the image to fit the square format. Uploads, so here we go. And I may or I may not want it. Okay, so again, uploads. Uploads. Now I'm going to upload a blank for the heck of it. So if I don't want, Canva to, let's say, size it for me, then I will just drag it and drop it here like that. Okay, but then I need to create a background which is nice. Let's in fact do something else and have some fun. So I'm going to move this back here. First, I'm going to create the transitions. Again, why am I creating the transitions now? Because I want to position those elements exactly how I want them to. Now, in the last video, as you saw, I have okay, now that I've done that, I've got Varanasi also neatly placed, my website name neatly placed, travel with me, learn travel photography neatly placed. Okay, so now, as you might have seen in the last a few minutes ago, I could have created a blank and moved stuff around, but instead I'm going to use this now as a background. So I've positioned this slide over. I'm going to reduce this. I'm going to enlarge it by pulling these handles here. I'm going to edit and I'm going to create a glow. And again, I will take away this logo. I don't like his feet in the center. I'm going to enlarge it, make sure that everything is neatly placed. As you can see, I'm using the guides. Okay, so there we go. And again, I am now going to use this particular image. Edit, shadows, glow, take that away, enlarge it. So I'm using the background as a the background image as the slide of background. Okay, so here we are. Next slide, uploads. Again, I'm going to use this old man. Edit, shadows, glow. With this handle, I take away my logo. I reduce the space above his head slightly. Enlarge, enlarge, enlarge. Reposition this particular element so it's where I want it. All right. Again, I go to the uploads. I will now use the sadhu and move him. Okay, so he's now nicely placed. Edit, shadows, glow, away my logo. Enlarge, enlarge. There you go. Now I move this guy back here as well, and I can actually create a small transition like so. Uploads. I've got this man now, and again I'm making him slightly larger. Now in this particular video, if you are going to ask Meta to do a design check, Meta will tell you to change the dimension because it does not fit the Meta template, which is 9 by 16. So you must keep that in mind when you're making these sorts of templates, and I'll show you how it works. So again, edit, shadows, glow, remove this, lower the gap there, enlarge, enlarge, and there we have. Okay, so far so good. Now let's go to the elements. Okay, let's go to audio. Indian background music. Do you want drums or do you want the mystical tales? It's very important again to place, if I had the playhead here, then the music would start from this particular point where the playhead is. If you want the music to start from the beginning, go to the beginning. Okay, now again, this is too long, so I'm going to reduce the size of this. I'm going to reduce the size of this. But now, as you can see, I have to reposition all of these elements. Okay? To make sure that, and resize the elements so that the elements are all, and to make sure I have a proper guide, I'm going to place the playhead at the end. Again, place out here. Boom, at the end. Move this guy. Move this guy. What else? Travel with me. Okay, so I want 1 second to 2 seconds less. So again, I'm going to resize all of these particular elements to make sure that it fits in with the length that I want. Now it's exactly a minute. Okay, let me make it slightly less than a minute. So now again, theoretically I can okay, now I can make this longer. Okay, 59 seconds. Yippee yippee yay. Okay, so now I've got the spirits inside. Beat sync, that's all done. Fade, 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out. All done. And now let's do a design check, and you'll see that Meta is, or let me just call this Varanasi, travel with me. Now here I've used the free audio or the free music available in Canva. In the previous one, I've used the audio that I had uploaded, and I used Epidemic Sound. Another great source is Envato. Right now I use Epidemic Sound, but next year I might cancel my subscription to Epidemic Sound and only use Envato, because Envato is absolutely fantastic. Okay, so here we are, and now let's go to apps. Where did there are the apps. Meta design check. Now you're going to see that Meta is going to tell me I've been terrible because I'm not following their principle. Now if I do it against a reel, it does this particular check for me, and it will tell me that I have not adhered to their design standards. Keep that in mind. All right, it takes 1 to 2 minutes. So when I had done a design check for the reel, because I adhered to their standards, everything was good. But c'est la vie, that's life, huh? And by the way, this is a free video from Canva, so I am allowed to use it without any restrictions, and I might just use this particular video as a YouTube Shorts as well. So let's see. Let's wait. The fan is off, so I'm feeling very hot, and I would like to get a move on, as they say. All right, and it does the check. It's gone into that mode. Now here, as you can see, it says that I need to resize my design to make it adhere to the standards of Meta. Let's now do the feeds, and let's see what it says about feeds. So that was Reels. Now let's see what feedback I get from the perspective of a feed. Now this will work perfectly well in Facebook. It adheres to the Facebook standards, might not adhere to the standards here. Again, as you can see, I need to change the design, and it says here 1440 to 1800 or a similar 4:5 aspect ratio to be viewed best on Facebook and Instagram feed. Okay, now I can resize it because I have because I do have a all right, 1440 X 1800. Nope, it's not telling me to do it. Poster, report, comic strip, invoice, wallpaper. And it's a funny thing because I have actually used a template from whom? From Canva. Facebook video. Okay, Facebook post. Let's check this one. Okay, copy and resize. Copy and resize. And here is how it looks. It looks very strange, huh? Oh dear God. So I need to actually move all of this stuff painfully. So just to be a bit careful as far as this is concerned. Does it ask you for any sort of specific design. It might not. So the other way to do it is you say create a design, okay, plus create, and you say custom size 1440, 1800, create new design. All right. And now that you have created this design, you can keep adding pages and keep adding pages, and you can then see them as a check it out here. Okay, and let's assume I decide now to go back. I've gone to my okay, so here we are, untitled design, uploads. So here, boom, resize, and now I will say same way, resize, resize that page, resize, resize, add another page, resize, 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 add yet another page. All right, I've got this guy, resize, 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 add yet another page, and here's the last one, boom. I want his feet out, so I'm going to resize it like this, resize it like this, move it like so, and I have now got all these resizing done. Okay, so now if I want to, as you can see by clicking this, I have created this, and now if I want, I can create transitions, dissolve, and it says here apply between all the pages. I can now create another one. I can move this. Oh dear God, I could once upon a time move this to the front. I have. All right, and now I've got the elements, I've got the videos. Let's use the videos that I want to use. River. Okay, so let's get this particular video in. Set the video as the background. This is terrible. Boom. Yeah, that's a better one. But again, keep in mind that this is a portrait. I mean, this is a free one. Okay. So here, this is not a free one. Sorry, this is a paid one. Okay, that's not the one that I want. So I'm going to delete that. I will delete that. I will delete that. Yeah, I have to use this particular one. Okay. So now again, create, dissolve, dissolve, and now let's do the check. All right, let us do the check. Meta design check, meta design for feeds, MPG, export, and now Meta is going to check to see if I meet their design standards. So let's see. And again, keep in mind, I can move these around. I can extend, I can do anything that I want. Boom, boom, boom. So if you want to create a video for Facebook or for Instagram feed, it's a slightly more painful process, or at least that's what it seems to be. Let's go back home for a moment. Okay, I want you to create an Instagram feed video aspect ratio 4:5. Boom. All right. Let's see. It takes its own sweet time sometimes, so be patient. Here I go. I can add sound to my video, that's all very fine, but it fits, all right? So now let's go back to home. Here we go, and I'll click this. Search for Instagram feed video. It does not seem to have anything, unfortunately. Modern style, category, Instagram post, modern. So there you go. You'll have to use a format something like this, which then gives you everything that you want. So it's not an easy way to switch to create a 4x5 design. You have to create one particular slide and then just keep adding images and music and voiceovers and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so I hope this gives you some sort of an idea of how to create a video in Canva. So see you in the next video, and I'm going to switch this off.